Check. Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you all hear and see me? We've had some technical difficulties this morning trying to get every thing situated for the broadcast. So just type in the chat box and let me know if you can hear me and see me. Just to let you know, there will be like a 20 to 30-second delay as it relates to when I speak and when you hear me. Also, so if it seems like I'm not getting to your question, know that I'm getting to your question. It's just a matter of time before I can actually see it or you hear my response. Okay. Type a 1 in the chat box if you can hear and see me. Again, type a 1 in the chat box if you can hear and see me. Okay, awesome. Y'all, please excuse me. I am getting over a cold I had this week. I've been pretty much sick the entire week, but I already had the webinar scheduled. So I said I was going to still do the webinar and answer any questions that you guys may have. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jermaine Freeman. I am the Marketing You coach, more of a brand strategist. I like to, or even a business builder, I can say. I've been in marketing for over 20 years now, and from one aspect or another. And I've really been in branding and marketing from a social media aspect the last 8 years, I would say. So really when the boom started happening with all the different social networks and things, I really got intrigued about that information. And so I'm a junkie when it comes to social media and understanding the platforms, understanding branding and your marketing in the marketplace. So I want you to connect with me. If you have any questions, go ahead and start answering those questions. You can actually type those questions in the chat box. If you look at the bottom, to the left of the chat box, you'll see a like a comment bubble, and that'll let you know that's a regular comment. But if you click on it, you can see Q&A. So it'll be a question. So you can just mark it as a question. That way I'll know it's a question versus a comment. And if you see me looking away, that's because I'm looking at the actual comments and things coming in, and I want to get those answered. So while you all are doing that, and again, ask away. This is a prime opportunity. Well, what we call one of my homegirls, Ashley Ann, for Ashley Ann Events. That's a shout out for her. She always says the free 99. So this is the opportunity to ask all the questions you want to ask for the free 99. We're gonna I'm gonna answer all the questions that you may have as it relates to your marketing, your branding, which is key. And understanding while you all are doing that, understanding that they're two different things. Branding and marketing is two different things. Marketing is the process. Okay, marketing is the process of getting your message out there, the process of advertising, the process of the branding. Branding is really the perception of your product, your service, your business, your ministry, your organization. That's the branding part. The branding part is really, zoning in or identifying what you want people to perceive about you. Many times, we think about our brands, or we think about our businesses. We think about a brand. We think logo. Okay, that's great, but what do you want that logo to convey about you? Or about your business or about your service. Branding is more of the totality of it all. It's more of how you treat your customers. It's more of your cost factor. It's more of your positioning in the marketplace. It's all of that. It's more about who your target market is. How many of you all know what your ICP is? I'm not gonna even tell you what it is. I just want to know if you've heard the terminology ICP. Are y'all still there? I want to make sure that y'all still can hear me. I don't see any questions coming in yet. So how many of y'all know what an ICP is? Type a 1 in the chat box if you know what ICP is, and type a 2 if you don't know what ICP is. I'm going to give you some valuable information today that you can use in your business, but use and actually understanding how to position your brand in the right way in the marketplace. A lot of times people position their brands and they're not realizing they're doing their brand a disservice by not really showing or displaying excellence, not really showing what their company mantra or proposition is in the marketplace. So you gotta really understand a lot of that stuff. So if I was to ask you, so I guess you guys don't want to answer, what is your ideal customer? Okay, so what is your ideal customer? What is your ideal customer? What an ICP is an ideal customer profile. So every business, every attempt to sell, to market, advertise, to even brand should have an end goal in mind. And understanding who you're trying to reach is going to get you to that end goal. Okay, so in order to get from point A to point B and to be effective at it, you need to know who you're trying to reach. You need to know who exactly are you trying to reach. Are you trying to reach African Americans? Are you trying to reach Caucasian? Are you trying to reach Hispanics? Are you trying to reach people in the United States? Are you trying to reach people in Canada? Are you trying to reach people in the Bahamas, or maybe just in Florida in a certain zip code? Or are these people making $60,000 plus a year? Are they from the ages of 24 to 25, or 24 to 55, or 60? All of these different demographics play into your ideal customer profile. Now, it even goes as deep as understanding, right? Yeah, your ideal customer profile, exactly, ICP. So it even goes as deep as to understanding where they shop at. Do they shop at Walmart, or do they shop at Target? Do they shop at Kohl's? Do they shop at Belk's or Dillard's, or even a Neiman Marcus? So all of that, because what you have to understand is the mentality behind those that shop at those different areas. For the most part, you're not going to find someone that shops at a Neiman Marcus at a Walmart. That they just don't shop there, because the buying mentality is just totally different. When you move into certain tax brackets, your mentality buying wise is totally different. Now myself, I'm gonna, if I'm making $1 million, if I'm making 20 million a year, I'm gonna always be a Target or a Walmart kind of guy, walk in there and get, information, because I just believe in getting a bargain, but I also believe in paying for a great service, great things as well. So it just depends for me. It just depends on what I need, when I need it. So you'll have individuals like me, but for the most part, people stick with what they have come accustomed to. So if that's what their buying habits is, then you can use that power. You can use that power to your advantage. So for instance, being armed with the information of knowing, okay, I have an individual that's from the age of 25 to 40, and they are working. They're making 40 to $60,000 a year. They have kids. They're married. They've been married for let's say married 5 years or less. Okay, so things of that nature, you can start to use that in your marketing campaigns, and you can say, okay, I want to target these individuals. This is the individual that I want to go after. We call it an avatar. So once you get that target, then you just go to Google Images, and just type in man or woman, if you know what it is, and just pick somebody and say, wow, you know what? This is my avatar. This is who's going to represent what I'm really shooting for, what I'm really targeting in my business, who I'm targeting for my product, who I'm targeting for my service. It could be a book. You could be an author. And many times we think that our products or services is designed for everybody, and when it's actually not. So what happens is we hinder ourselves from moving forward fast, because or growing fast, because we are trying to hit such a broad audience instead of having a target market that we can actually zone in on and say, listen, I want to be as effective as possible. I know that this particular product is not designed for everybody. Perfect example is I'm doing a digital course, and I'm actually doing a case study now for Facebook ads. Okay. But my market is for, the entrepreneur, online, offline entrepreneurs, also coaches, that type of thing, that have products, may have a digital product or a service. And I can show them through Facebook ads how they can make, a ton of money, sell a ton of product by just targeting the right market in the Facebook ad system easily. I mean, and not for a whole lot of money either. I mean, we're talking, you can start an ad campaign for $5 a day. If you don't have $25 to put in your business a week, you need to have a laser session with me. We need to have a strategy session. And you need to pay me to show you some strategies on how you can really grow your business, if that's a problem. So I understand that there's a certain market for that. The at-home mom that's not interested in being an entrepreneur, I shouldn't be advertising to her. She's just interested in taking care of her child. Now, if she's interested in being an at-home mom and showing other moms how they can do that and still make a living, now she becomes part of my target market, because she has a mindset to make money. She has a mindset to, I can show other people how to do this. So me, what I've been specialized, what God has blessed me with as far as my gifting, is to be able to show people strategies to grow their businesses, be able to show people how they can automate their businesses, how they can put their businesses on autopilot, and they don't have to worry about the small details all the time, or working in the business all the time. They can begin to work on their business. So that's what I've developed. So I understand what my target market is. So how many of you all understand what your target market is? What are some questions that you may have that I can answer for you as it relates to your marketing? Any question that you have at all. It could be dealing with Facebook. It could be dealing with just business in general. It can be dealing with, your branding, logo, color theory, just, any question that you may have. I just want to offer some value to you all, and really help you all succeed. One of my goals for 2016 is to help 5,000 to 10,000 businesses, grow, or individuals or organizations grow through their marketing and their social media presence and awareness. So we need to make sure that our marketing, our branding, and things are it's very critical. One, it's very critical to your success. Many people don't understand that. Many people, they skimp out on their marketing, they skimp out on their branding, and really building their audience. You got to have an audience, you got to have a following in order for your product or service or your business to be exposed to the masses. Okay, so Darlene says she understands the target market. She just needs to do more social media marketing. Let me ask you this, and let me say this: how many social networks are you all on? Just by a way of count, you can just type in, how many social networks are you on? And the reason I ask that is because a lot of times I find that many people are on every social network that comes out. They're on every social network that comes out, and you really shouldn't do that. Every social network is not made for every business, every platform. Okay, so you started yeah, I know, Darlene, I know you're on Periscope. And so who else is on Periscope? That's real huge right now. Especially if you're a coach, if you're a business strategist, if you're for any niche, you can get on Periscope and you can create an audience that's just out of this world. I mean, I've been on Periscope and I've done personal scopes, and I'm geared to start doing my business scopes, and really teaching, do the branding and all that. But I haven't even really done serious scopes yet. And I've already got close to, I think it's 400, maybe 500 followers. So I think it's about 400 followers just by participating in other people's scopes, just by participating and being an asset to other people, going in their scopes and, building relationships with them, and getting to, with the influencers. I'm talking about with the influencers they're really killing the game on Periscope. So once you do that and you find a niche, then you're able to really build your audience. So we say, okay, we got a question here. Okay, Periscope, Facebook, Twitter. All right. 2 social networks. Facebook is the only one I really manage. Okay, so really, I always suggest that you're not on any more than 3 social networks. The reason for that is because you don't want to stretch yourself thin. If you don't have the infrastructure or the automation to keep that going, to keep content coming in order to build your audience, then it's going to do you a disservice. What I often say is you have to make sure that you're consistent. So whatever social media network or platform you're on, you got to be consistent with it. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent with Facebook. You got to be consistent with, definitely consistent with Periscope, Meerkat, or some of the other ones, Blab. You got to be consistent with those, because once your audience know that you're there and they see that you come on at a certain time every single day, they're going to begin to follow you. They're going to begin to spread the word. I need to stop hitting this laptop. I see it shaking. And they're going to begin to spread the word for you. So they become word of mouth advertising for you, free advertising, helping you build your actual audience. Okay. So I can show you how to do that, how to automate. How many of y'all have heard of Hootsuite? You have Hootsuite. You have some other ones, like 99 Social. I use a new tool that one of the guys that I've begun to network with on Periscope, Zach Spuckler, he actually introduced me to this company called Meet Egger. And it's an automation tool. It is out of this world. It is a paid tool. It's not free. It's a paid tool, but it's worth every penny that I pay for it, because now I'm able to automate all of my content, all of it. So whether it's a blog post, whether it's a quote, whether it's a meme, whether it's just simple interaction, I'm able to automate all of that on a daily basis, where I can just set it, I can add content. And the great thing about Meet Edgar that a lot of the others don't have, like Hootsuite, Post Planner, I think just started doing this, but they're like so late in the ball game. That Meet Edgar has is they will actually recycle your content. So their algorithm is so extraordinary, because after you run out of content, say for instance, you only have 10 pieces of content in there. After you run out of that content and it shifts that content between all of your social networks, what happens is it recycles that. So you never run out of material. Well, the beauty of that is, like with Hootsuite and Post Planner or some of the other ones, you have to literally go in there weekly and set your schedule. You have to go in there weekly and tell it what to run all the time, which is really working against what automation should be, right? I mean, automation is really about setting it, and you don't want to necessarily forget it, but if you did forget it, you don't have to worry about it, because the automation is going to take care of it for you. Like email marketing, email automation. I mean, it's the same thing. When you set it, you put your email sequence in there to nurture your audience. You don't have to worry about it, because everything is automated. Everything is automated. I go through that a lot in some of my different trainings and things. I'm going to have a Wow boot camp coming up soon. So because you all are on this list, you're going to hear about that. And everybody that attended today, you're going to be able to get on the Wow boot camp for half price. That was the bonus I was going to give you today. You're going to be able to get into the Wow boot camp. It's going to be a 3-hour boot camp. We're going to go from understanding what your brand is, everything. I mean, the 5 effective keys of branding, the certain things and elements you need to have in your brand in order to be as effective as possible. When you look at branding, well, let me go. I'm gonna go there a little bit later. But let's talk about. So Meet Edgar. So Meet Edgar is, I believe, $49 a month. But again, like I said, it's actually worth it. Hootsuite, somebody asked about Hootsuite. Hootsuite is still free, but it depends on how many networks you have. So for instance, I have a lot of pages. I have about 5 niche pages, which I have like a Miami Heat page on Facebook that has 12,000 fans. I have a Cleveland Cavaliers page that has about 5,000 fans, I believe it is. Then of course I have all of my personal fan pages. So I have my Jermaine J. Freeman, which is my coaching and business strategy page. I have my FMI page. So I have several pages that I have to post content to. A Marketing Academy 101, all of those pages. So that's just on Facebook. So then when you talk about Twitter, that's another 3 accounts. And then LinkedIn as well, several other accounts. So to automate or to go post on all of those every single day can be, I mean, it can be cumbersome. Especially if you don't have an administrative assistant, executive assistant, or a virtual assistant that can help you put that information in. Now, if you have one of those, I still say automate it, have them enter your content into it, and then you can use them for something else. You know, running business is all about it being efficient. And that's one thing in 2016 I'm really focused on, is really being efficient in my business. I've looked at areas that I can improve in and become more efficient in. And so that's what I'm really looking at. Okay. Yes, there is a limit of accounts on Hootsuite. So for the free version, if I want to say the free version gives you up to 6 accounts, I believe it is. So if you have more accounts than that, then you have to go to the paid version. And I believe the paid version is, I want to say like $19 a month, something of that nature. But again, even paying that, you still have to put content in, you know. Well, all right, let me go to answer some of these questions. Let me look in there 1 second. All right, so one of the questions that Janetta had was, I find it challenging as a developing graphic designer to market myself. What is the best route to take? Oh, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. Really, it's about who you're exposed to. I'm going to tell you, you know, I'm a graphic designer. It's also a web designer by career, by trade. And so I started out as a web designer and then moved into graphic design. It was just, I guess, just a natural progression, really, because I've been a creative person all my life. Started playing instruments when I was 2 years old. I'm a church boy, so by the time I was 5, I was playing in church services. So I've always been, you know, creative and musically gifted. You know, graphic design, artsy, all of that comes into play. For photography, taking it in school and all of that. So so it's an easy progression. So here's how, and I'm actually going to do an actual webinar on this, how to start your own design agency and get your first 5 clients within a week's time. And this is how you do it. Really now, Facebook advertising is what you want to be doing. Plain and simple. Facebook advertising is what you want to be doing. In my Facebook case study, I've been sharing with them how I'm able to get, you know, anywhere another additional 3 to 5 clients, or even more potential leads than that, based on what their needs are, through Facebook advertising. Just spending anywhere from $5 to $10 a day, you know. And once you have that machine running, then you are able to really just ramp it up, you know. Now the key to it is understanding what your market is. If you are a church graphic designer, and let me ask you this, what kind of design do you do? When you say every graphic designer has a specialty. So what is your specialty? What separates you from everybody else? and this plays into your branding as well. What separates you from everybody else? Like, for instance, for Freeman Multimedia, my tagline is creative design that separates your business from the rest. So what separates you from the rest? I have the ability, and all of my clients have told me, and I actually see this as, okay, this is what separates me now, is that I'm able to nail their vision, like on the first attempt, where they've worked with other graphic designers, and it's taking them rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds of revisions to really get what their vision was. God has given me a gift where I can hear the vision, and they give me some imagery of what they desire, and I'm able to bring all of that together and present them a great product. And so that's what I've become known as. And so what is it that separates you from everybody else? you know okay, so you're a designer for church, so you're most of your work is church related. Okay. This is the thing. If you're a church designer, let me ask you this: do you have a Facebook page? Let me know if you have a Facebook page for your business. And then also, how many times a week are you posting on your Facebook page and then sharing that on your personal page? One of the things you want to do is, now on Facebook, this is going to take me into really how to post. On Facebook, every day you don't want to post, well, on your personal page, you don't really want to post anywhere from 3 to 6 times a day. That's really too much because, excuse me, based on your friends list and how many people you have on your friends list, it can become very saturated. So you don't want people to unfollow you, you know what I mean, or unfriend you. On Twitter, 6 times, sometimes 9 times a day is fine, because the Twitter feed goes so fast. So on Facebook, they say less than, I think it's 7, I think it's gone down now, less than 7 or 6% of your friends list will even see any message or any status that you place on your timeline. Now that goes down drastically when you're talking about Twitter, because Twitter is just so fast paced. It's really just about updates. It's not really about engagement per se. It's really about updates and giving people updates about what you're doing. It's like throwing a quick text out there. So if you're doing that 6 to 9 times, then your audience is more likely to see what you're posting. They're more likely to see it. The more you post, they say on Twitter, if you just post one time, less than like 2% of your audience is going to even see it. Which makes it irrelevant for your posting. That's why you have to have a strategy in place, in order to do that. So, so this is what I would suggest. I would suggest you, okay, so you do have a page. What I would suggest is you take that business page and you begin to post 2 to 3 times a week, just 2 to 3 times a week. You begin to have posts that's really promotional posts, okay? Really promotional posts. And also, you also want to offer value. So for instance, the best way to have people obtain your services is to offer them something that they can use. Many times people have it backwards. They don't want to offer things for free, or they feel like, when they're going to take this and run with it. That's okay, because you want to be known as the go-to person. You want to be known to. So if you have a blog, even if you don't have a blog, you may write a couple of articles, or you may have found an article on the web that you can actually send somebody to, that gives them information that they can use as far as graphic design is concerned. For instance, a lot of people don't understand about color theory. They don't understand that certain colors mean certain things. Like blues. Blues blues are considered to be relevant to trust. So when people see blues, they begin to trust you. Green is money. So that's why you see a lot of the financial institutions will have greens within their branding somewhere, or on their websites, what have you. in their literature and stuff. Green is of, you know, for money. Red, we all know red is like hot, you know, I mean, stop. So a lot of times you may not necessarily see red unless the individual who has the landing page or advertisement wants to get your attention. So they'll put a big stop with red on top, and it forces you to be like, okay, what's next? You know, so that's also a great marketing tool as well. So those different colors mean different things. So you could, you know, post an article that shows that. You could do like I'm doing now, a Q&A that talks about, you know, graphic design and what customers or what clients should look for in graphic design. So you want to show them one, that you care, because when they see that you care and they know that you're genuine with what you're presenting, then you're able to win people. Now, one of the best forms of advertisement I've had in my web and design business has been word of mouth. I mean, by far. Even when I messed up, even when I say messed up, I missed the deadline, or, you know, a project, you know, the timeline ran long or what have you. Because of the quality of work that I present, I was able to offset that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's like a situation where you're like, well, you missed that deadline, but this is like off the chain, you know. So what happens is word of mouth begins to come, and they begin to spread the word. People asking, well, who did this website for you? Wow, who did your website? Wow, this and that. And before you know it, you're getting referrals after referral after referral after referral. Now, let you also know this, and this can be in our sales webinar. Cheap folk refer cheap folk. Bottom line, cheap folk refer cheap folk. So this goes back to your ICP. Who is your ideal customer profile? If you're in the church market, make sure that you have, well, I'm gonna tell you this from experience. Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row, from getting the deposit to not giving them files before the final files, or before the final payment is made, stuff like that. But what I did was I had to price myself out of the market for certain individuals, because I'm going to tell you, cheap clients are headaches. They're the ones that want everything. They could pay you the deposit today, start the project today, and they're calling you tomorrow and seeing is it finished, when you already told them it's going to be 3 to 5 days. You know what I mean? That's how they do. So I'm already looking. I've already placed myself where I have a certain standard and a certain level, even with churches that I deal with, because, like I said, they've just been headaches. Now, when you place yourself in that standard, and your work level is there as well, you know, you can't say, well, I charge $5,000 for a website, and then your website looks like it's a $200 Wix site. You just can't do that. So you got to make sure that whatever you're presenting is on that level. Make sure that the work is commensurate to the pay that you're asking for. There's a saying by I can't remember right off. It's not Zig Ziglar, but there's a saying that you bring you don't get paid for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. See, many times people are operating in the wrong sense as far as their business and things are concerned, is because they're trying to get paid for the hour, when you really want to get paid for the value you bring to the hour. If I can show somebody how just one page on their website can make them $120,000 a year, they're going to pay me $20,000 to do that. Who wouldn't pay me $20K to show them how to make $120,000? It's just it's great math. You know, anybody with any math sense would know, okay, that's a great deal. I mean, I'm making $100,000. You know, I would pay somebody $20,000 easily to make $100,000. In fact, I would pay you $50,000 to make $100,000. because it's still a profit. So when you understand that, you understand what your brand value is. What is it that your brand is bringing to the table? Then you begin to respect yourself. You say, you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to disrespect the time that I put in. And here's another thing as well. Here's another thing as well. You have to understand that you put years and years of time in. You put years and years of time in your business, in your product. You put time in writing your books, developing your coaching programs, developing your digital products. So time is the only commodity. It's the most valuable commodity. It's the only commodity that we can waste and never get back. We can waste and never get back. We can spend money and we can go make more money. You know what I'm saying? We can buy clothes and wear those clothes until they're ripped to shreds, and we can go get additional clothes. We can buy a new car and wear it out till the wheels fall off, and we can go buy another car. But we can never get our time back. So time is the most valuable and precious commodity. So because of that, you have to make sure that you are compensated for your time. Never be ashamed or scared of being compensated for your time, because let me tell you something. Just as sure as somebody say they can't afford it, which is not true, when they say they can't afford your services, I can show you 20 additional people that can, that will write you a check right now, regardless of what they're going through or what the situation is. They'll write you a check right now and say, you know what, I see the value in your services. Let's go ahead and go and make this happen. Let's make this project happen, because they understand the value you bring to the table. I have people contacting me that I know could easily go anywhere else, but they see the value that I bring to the situation. They see the knowledge, the understanding that I've gained over the years, and they're like, I know this cat knows what he's talking about. He gets results. Clearly, even with the Facebook ads, I've gotten countless testimonials in the last month, 2 months. I just did a strategy session last week, a follow-up strategy session, and the girl was like, Jermaine, I'm just telling you, what you showed me has just like blown my entire business up. It's like my phone hasn't stopped ringing yet because of just that one ad. And that one ad just wound up matriculating and adding, snowballing, and adding to everything else. And so that's what you have to take into consideration when you're looking at your clientele. But you definitely want to post at least 2 to 3 times promotional. And here's another tip. Post that on your business page, and then log into your personal profile, and then share that from your personal profile. Because the more you share that, the more likes and stuff you get on that actual page, then Facebook begins to show that more in the timelines of your friends, and you'll begin to see, and of their friends will begin to see it in their friends' timelines. And so it just snowballs and allows you to get organic traffic to your page. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Darlene was asking, how does LinkedIn help? That's a good question. So with LinkedIn is really for business. It's a huge social network for business. Perfect example for LinkedIn is I have about 500 plus connections on one of my pages on LinkedIn. So I'm able to take those connections. I can download those connections, actually upload them into the Facebook ad system, and now I'm able to advertise to them. Huge in my business, because we're a creative agency. So, we do web graphic design. We also do marketing. We also do advertising, Facebook advertising, all that type stuff. So that's real huge. Most LinkedIn is probably really geared towards all businesses. So if you do business at all, it's really designed for you to network with other businesses, products, present your products, your services, and all. So, so you ask, well, how could LinkedIn help you? Well, what you want to do, you can actually use LinkedIn similar to how you use Facebook. Although Facebook is more of a social engagement tool, LinkedIn is more of the business engagement tool. I like to consider it that way. So you conduct more business networking on LinkedIn. So if you have a service or a product that you want to offer, then you can actually look at LinkedIn and say, okay, let me find different connections. Let me find out who's doing what. And now you're able to present yourself. You're able to send email. You're able to send messages and just connect with individuals. In business, honestly, 80%, 80 to 85% of your business being successful is really going to be predicated on you being able to network and connect with individuals. That's what it boils down to. It's going to be how well you can connect, how well you can network, how well you can present yourself to individuals. Because most business deals are won or lost in the relational department. I tell people all the time, I can get you leads. It's not even a question in my mind. I can get you leads to your website. I can get you leads to your business. I can get you leads to your product. You know, if it's a book and all that, I can get leads to that particular product or service or business. The question is, can you close those leads? And that's a whole nother ball game. So you have to be able to close your leads as well. And I talk about that in the get clients and all that webinar. I talk about, okay, this is how you have to close. You have to be willing to put the time in to learn sales, to learn psychographics. In other words, psychographics is how do they think? What drives people to purchase? What drives people to say, okay, I want this product, and this is how I want it. You see psychographics all the time in marketing. Even when you walk into a Walmart or a Target or a grocery store, psychographics says, okay, I know people are impulse buyers. When they're shopping and they're at the register, they're already in a buying mode. When they're shopping, let's say at a grocery store, usually there's a reason they tell you not to go to a grocery store hungry, not to go grocery shopping hungry, because you're going to buy more than you went in there to buy. So if you're at the front register, you're hungry, you got to go home and cook, but you got these nabs and all this right here in front of you. You're going, 8 times out of 10, you're going to grab a nab, you're going to grab gum, you're going to grab some candy, to chew on before you get to the house. That's what psychographics says. Okay, I know people are impulse buyers. What can I offer them that I know they're going to buy? For instance, we talk about sales funnels and all that, which is all a part of marketing and branding. Doing upsells. You're selling them a product, you're selling them a book, right? Well, a perfect upsell would be the Kindle version to that book or the audio version to that book. So they've already purchased the book. Most people want to have a Kindle version. Offer them the Kindle version for $5. So now you've made additional income on that, the particular sale or what have you. So LinkedIn, you can definitely use that in your business, and it's really about connecting. It's really about searching for individuals. And what I would say is, and I got this advice from Ashley and even dealing with Periscope, I would say find 10 to 15 individuals or businesses that may be related to not necessarily direct competition, but they may be related to whatever it is that you do. Okay. So for instance, if you are a caterer, right? If you have a catering business, you want to get on LinkedIn, and instead of trying to network with all other caterers, which is not a bad thing, you want to find maybe event planners or wedding planners and say, listen, I'm a caterer. I would like to sit down and talk with you if they're local, or I like to set up a Skype meeting with you and see how we can work together. So that's how you can really use that. And you can use that even with any of the other social networks, Periscope, with Facebook, same way. But I will tell you, the quality of traffic, the quality of businesses on LinkedIn is far superior to some of the other networks, far superior. Because, we were talking about the cheap versus, the spending mindset as far as clients and stuff are concerned. LinkedIn, because what happens is people that don't really understand LinkedIn or understand the purpose of it, they don't get on there. So you don't have the knuckleheads, you don't deal with that stuff. with individuals for LinkedIn. People that are on with LinkedIn, they're there for one common goal. That's to network and to get additional business and to make money. You know, whether that's referring business, which is one of the main ways, you know, or just exposing their business to other, you know, other potential clients. In other words, some of these other areas are more of the B2C, business to customer or consumer, whereas in LinkedIn is more B2B, business to business. So that's how you can use LinkedIn. All right, let me check out some of these other. Okay, Darlene, I can definitely look at your website, for colors. I actually offer, I have a service that offers, you know, website reviews. We go through there, we look at search engine optimization. We check out your, you know, your color theory. We make sure, and it's all based on your target market. It's all based on who you're trying to reach. You know, that's how we decide, okay, these are the best colors that you may, you know, you may want to use, what have you. Janet, I see your comment about them wanting it free. Don't do it unless this is when I offer stuff free. I offer stuff free when I know it's going to be a value asset. Well, what is a value asset? Value asset is knowing that eventually I'm going to turn this this lead into a customer, or if they've been with me for a very long time, you know, and they've shown themselves to be a loyal customer and client, then I'm able to really offer them, you know, things of you know, for free and all that. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about your value stuff. I'm not talking about content, you know, stuff like that. Like, for instance, I do a free consultation. I do a free 15-minute consultation. And then I do a what I call a strategy session, which is $197. And then I do what I call the WOW brand assessment. Okay. So the WOW brand assessment that's a 2-hour assessment. Okay. And that's $297. That's actually my introductory price. But that's going to be going up to $497. But that's a 2-hour assessment where I do 45 minutes of grilling you. We find out what your ideal customer is, because many times when you think you know what your ideal customer is, you really don't. So I have it designed where I can find out from you by just asking all of the different questions and things. And so we really evaluate what your situation is, what products you're trying to push, where you are in business, what is your goals for 2016. You know, we go through all of that. What is your income goal? How much money you want to be making per month? You know, and then we have that 45-minute session. Then we have an additional session where we lay out the strategy plan. I take that information. I say, okay, this is what I want you to implement step by step. Now, the key to any business is succeeding is really the implementation and execution. That's really what it boils down to. And you'll find that a lot of the stuff that you know, a lot of the stuff that people will pay you for, it's not stuff that they can't find on their own. It's not stuff that they can't go to Google and research like I did, you know, or like we did. It's just that they don't have the time to do it. They remember I told you about that time. They don't have the time to do it. You know, I used this example the other day. If I know I can make $200 an hour, right? Why would I go out there and cut the grass when I could pay somebody $40 to cut the grass? If I go out there and cut the grass, I'm potentially losing $200. But if I hire somebody to cut the grass for, let's just say $50 to make it even, then I'm making a $150 profit. You see what I'm saying? But people don't see it that way. So if it's a client, you know, that has been loyal to you, yes. But what happens is if you are continuously doing free stuff for them, they're going to expect everything for free. They're going to expect you to give them everything for free. And then you're going to be getting to hear, well, you did this one for free last time. Why you can't do this one? You don't want to have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that. All right. How do you turn around a conversation where the person may want a service for free to getting them as paying clients without being mean and having to explain your worth? Okay. Well, really, I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. Um, I'm at the point now where my product speaks for itself. My websites, my graphic design, all of it speaks for itself. There, out of 15, well, I started the web company in 2004. So since then, I've literally only had one client. One client. Well, let me take that back. Two clients. Two clients out of those years. I've only had two clients that that were unhappy, so to speak, and that they were just difficult clients. And that was it. They were just difficult clients, and they, you know, and what I always do, I always bounce my designs and my ideas off of other designers, off of other consumers, and I'll send it to them and say, well, let me know what you think about this. And even with those two clients, the design was off the Richter scale, off the chain. It was developed just for their consumer base and their ICP, but they just wanted to be difficult. I mean, and they were cheap clients. It happened early on in my career and everything. They were cheap clients, and so remember I told you cheap clients are just And sometimes when you're starting out, you have to deal with some of those in order to build your portfolio. But you'll get to a point where you don't have to convince anybody that you're worth something. Your service speaks for itself. I've had a situation. I had a call. A guy called me, and I wasn't I wasn't able. Excuse me about that. I wasn't able to call him right back. So when I called them back, and began to talk with them, he asked me what the price would be for this and that, and I told him. He was like, "Oh no, that's way too much. I can't afford that." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry about that. Whenever you're able to afford that, please give me a call back, and we would love to work with you." And that's where I left it at, because I understand my value, my worth, and I'm not going to waste my time. My time is too valuable. I've already put in the time and the work to learn what I need to learn in order to be a valuable asset to anybody. So if I know I can make you $100,000 a year, just by giving you a strategy plan and all of that, why am I going to charge you $30 to do that? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make business sense. It's like, no, if I know that that's why you have coaches that charge, $20,000 for their coaching program, because they know that the students they get in their coaching program, they're actually going to be able to make $1 million a year because of the concepts, the swipe files and the processes that they're going to help them automate. They already know that they're going to make that money back. So that's why, you want to value yourself enough to say, okay, certain clients you don't want to deal with. Are you going to lose money? It depends. It's your perception. It depends on how you look at it. Are you going to lose money initially? Yes, because you're turning down certain clients. But trust me, the value and the quality of clients that you'll get in it pales in comparison to what you will get. I would just say it that way. Is there no way in the world that you will regret it? Trust me. For instance, I would rather have 2 quality clients paying me $5,000 per each client a month than to have 100 clients that's only paying me $500, and I got headaches, I got stress. They're calling me every other day. No, I would rather get a high quality client and live live like that, live stress free and frustration free, than to have to worry about that. Speaking engagements. Okay, Darlene. So speaking engagements really come down to your personality and getting your personality out there. Speaking engagements are going to really be on how you actually present yourself, personality, the value that you offer. One of the things that you can do to build as a speaker is begin to record videos, motivational videos, inspirational videos, excuse me, and begin to share those with your audience. You can put those on YouTube. If you're going to do Facebook, one of the best things to do is to upload that video directly to Facebook, because Facebook, they actually weigh their native videos heavier than they do YouTube. So if you've noticed, if you've been any type of YouTube poster, you'll notice that now when you post a YouTube video, it doesn't get as much engagement as a Facebook native video, because Facebook is trying to play the game across the board. They understand that YouTube is killing the game. Google has YouTube on fire. So they're killing the game. So Facebook is trying to get in that whole market as well. So what they've done is they said, okay, we're going to build our video platform, and we're going to make sure we can compete with everybody else as well. We've got the biggest audience in the world. So we're going to make sure that we can compete with everybody else on a social media level. So they've added the video, and you'll see that even now, they've changed the whole video thing. You know how YouTube had the related videos? Now Facebook has that. So when you clicked on the video, it would just bring up the video with the comments and all that on the side, and you'll be able to get the video in a big screen. Well, now when you click on it, you get all these related videos on the bottom. Okay, I often say success leaves clues. And so you got to begin to recognize those clues. Okay, you see that Facebook is weighing heavy on video. So your engagement with a video is going to be far better than you posting it with YouTube. Now you can still post, you still upload your video to YouTube, but definitely upload it to Facebook as well. So I would say definitely use Facebook. YouTube, do videos to really post inspirational stuff or whatever niche you're trying to get into. So for instance, if I'm a motivational speaker, then by nature, I should be posting stuff that's very motivational. I should be posting stuff to show people how to get from one level to another level, how to next level their life. I should be showing people stuff of how to get out of dead end relationships, or get out of dead end situations, and how that can push their motivation to another level. So just things like that. What I would do is I would actually plan out my content. I would sit down and I would say, okay, for the next 3 to 4 weeks, or you can take it weekly. For the next week, I want to do videos, or I want to do posts on, or if you have a blog, do blog posts on these specific areas. And one of the best ways to find out what your audience wants or what they desire is to poll them. Ask them, what do you all want more information on? Same way that I do with you all. What do you want more information on? Because, I want to provide value to you. I want to provide value to you. And then what happens is that value translates into you beginning to make money. It translates into you beginning to make money, because when people see that you offer value and that you genuinely care about, helping them grow, they're going to actually pay you for your services as well. There's a reason why people pay that $10, that $20, $50,000 for masterminds. I've got one of my mentors, Russell Brunson, who has a mastermind. He's a part of a mastermind that's $1 million mastermind. It's $1 million mastermind. But note that Russell makes 10 million plus a year. You know what I mean? So, his mastermind is, I think, $100,000. Just his mastermind program alone. And he has his $5,000 program, he has a $10,000 program, and then it's a $100,000 program. But people pay this money because they can, they know that those mentors, those coaches are getting results. So that's what I would do. I would really start with content, begin to share content, and then put out there that you are a speaker. See, many times we're speakers, but people don't know. That's one area that I'm going to have to really start promoting in this year, is really promoting myself as a speaker, as a branding speaker, strategy speaker, and getting on, different conferences and things. And so when you present yourself and promote yourself and they see that, then, you'll begin to get the referrals, get the calls. And of course, you can also do advertising, like we talked about in your strategy session. We're doing the advertisement for Facebook, and doing that on a consistent basis. Once you have that target market drilled down to where you want to advertise to, you can do that as well. All right, Jason asks, I have a small recording studio, thinking of moving to the Raleigh area, but have local clients in Greenville. I feel like they may not have the resources to travel every time they need to do a session. Should I wrap up with these clients before locating or go ahead with the move regardless? That's a good question, Jason. I would, that's a good question. I used to own a recording studio. So I understand, having the local clients. Now, what I would do is I would talk with the clients first and let them know what the plan is and see where they're at right now. See if they'll be able to, because Greenville or Raleigh is only like an hour and about an hour and 20 minutes, I think it is, if that. So it's not a long ride. We used to take that ride years ago when I was producing a project for a guy locally here in the Raleigh area. But the studio we were using was actually in High Point, North Carolina. So High Point is about an hour and a half away from Durham. So we were going there, and you'll be surprised at how many clients he had from the Triangle area that was driving to High Point, to record and stuff like that. So I would talk with them first and then say, okay, let's finish up. I would wrap up these projects, and it depends on how long the projects are too. It depends on how long the projects are too. I mean, if you're talking, a project that can't be wrapped up in a month's time, and you're ready to move, and they're looking to do the project 3 to 6 months out the road, I would go ahead and make that move. Exactly, and I drive it. I drive it every Sunday now too. Excuse me. I have a pastor friend that I'm helping out in Ahoskie, which is about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from where I'm at now. He's taking real good care of me, but that's a drive, And so when they see the value, they know what you can bring to the table. I don't think they have a problem with the drive. I don't think they have a problem with that at all. Excuse me for a second. Got this cold wrapping up. All right. Jason says, having a difficult time finding a customer then can afford to pay for a quality project. I'm thinking of offering less expensive packages, but I hate to put out something of lesser quality with my name on it. Well, this is the thing, Jason. And I guess I need more information on what exactly are you doing now to land your clients, because many times it may not necessarily be a situation of you lowering your packages. It just may be a situation of you offering your packages to the right clients, because everybody that's recording, they can't necessarily afford high-end recording, but then there's other people out there that can. So what are you doing to like expose yourself to those individuals? I mean, in an area like Greenville, I'm sure there's not a lot of recording studios, so you should be like killing the game. That's another thing you got to think about as well, is that, okay, and this always goes back to what the move that you're trying to make is all about. Is it for the church aspect, to be closer to redemption, or is it more of business, or is it all of that? Because the competition is going to be a lot steeper in Raleigh than it is Greenville. It's going to be a lot steeper. So, because you have a lot of recording studios in Raleigh that offer high end, but if you're able to niche, then you have something you can work with. For instance, there's a recording studio I think they're in Durham. They may be on the border of Wake Forest, Durham, but they specialize in CCM music. Even though they record everything else, they specialize in contemporary gospel. So that's what they really cater to. They cater to gospel and contemporary gospel. That's what they advertise. They advertise being the Christian gospel recording studio. So if you niche out like that, then now you have a targeted audience that you can try to hit, and you can say, listen, we specialize in this. We know what aspects of sonically that you need in your mixes, because there's a difference between mixing R&B and mixing gospel. It's a difference between mixing country music and mixing CCM. So certain engineers, certain recording studios, they're great for a certain sound. But then you have certain companies, for instance, if you have a client that's coming to you and they don't understand all of the sonic qualities of a recording. They don't understand how to rise and fall with organ. They don't understand how a piano should be mixed, wide or what have you, versus mixed straight ahead. They don't understand how vocals should be mixed and all this. If you have a client that doesn't understand that and they don't have a producer that does, now you're able to be a value asset to them and say, okay, well, we can still mix your project and we'll mix a CD quality, industry standard project because we have the knowledge and the know-how to do that. Whereas in another facility may not be able to help them because they don't understand how to mix for CCM. They don't understand how to mix for gospel music. They don't understand how to mix for Southern gospel and all of this because all they do is R&B and hip hop, or all they do is country music, or you know what I'm saying. So that's something of the things that you can look at. One of the things that I teach as far as marketing and branding is take a sheet of paper, right? And you can do this 2 or 3 ways. You can do it one of 2 ways. Take a sheet of paper, you can divide it into 2 columns, or you can divide it into 3 columns. And what you want to say, that first column is you want to have the problem. What's the problem of your target market? What keeps them up at night? What is the issue they may be having? In other words, if, for instance, I could take my example would be entrepreneurs. What are the problems for most entrepreneurs as it relates to marketing? Say my marketing product is Facebook ads. So what is the problem that most offline or online marketers have when it comes to their advertising? Well, they may not know how to use the Facebook ad system. Okay. They may think they don't have the resources for that. They don't have the time. Okay. So let's use, they don't have the time, for example. Problem with most entrepreneurs is they're working so much in their business, they don't have time to work on their business. So I can show them how to automate some of that and their advertising and referrals, so they don't have to go out there and go to networking events 4 days out of the week and then only work 1 day, right? I can show them how Facebook ads can change their life in that regard. So what I can do is say, the problem is they don't have enough time to advertise. They don't have enough time to advertise effectively. So the solution for that is I can show you, the solution is my Facebook ads. Okay, my Facebook ads course. All right. The benefit of taking that is I can show you how Facebook ads can give you more time to spend with your family, to give you more time to work more on your business, to give you more time to spend on vacation, that type of thing. So when you find that pain point, then you want to correlate that pain point with the benefit and the solution. Okay. And then you can use that in your advertising. There's several 3 things. There's a book. Let me see if I can find my book. There's a book by Dan Kennedy. I think I got it right here. Yeah, I write so many books. I read so many books. Where's my Dan Kennedy book? I can't find it right now. I have another book here. I'm gonna show you too. But there's a book by Dan Kennedy called matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm looking it up right now. I know it's excuse the French. See products. Okay, it's the I just was there. Okay, excuse the French of the actual book. It's the No BS Direct Marketing. All right, so it's the ultimate no holds barred, kick butt, take no prisoners on direct marketing for your direct marketing business or platform. It is a great book. for anybody that's looking to market, it's a great book, which talks about a lot of the stuff I'm talking about now. And so you want to get that book. Again, that's the No BS Direct Marketing by Dan Kennedy. So you want to get that. So Jason, that's some of the things that I would look at before I even consider the move. Because marketing wise, you're going to now have to build up a clientele in the Raleigh area. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be fierce. You're gonna have to spend a lot more money than you probably would, or do a lot more networking, I should say, than you would have to, in your Greenville area. Now, another thing you can look at, I'm not sure how you're set up, so I don't know if you have other individuals that work with you in the studio, but you can also look at keeping the studio there, and then possibly starting another location in Raleigh when you move as well. That's another option for you. Also, Jason, what you can do, I don't know if you have a website for your studio. One of the things that you want to always do when you have a product or service is, and another way that you can add value, but also get people to subscribe to your list and things, is offer them like an ebook or a resource cheat sheet or a resource page that they can download. That's actually informational in regards to them recording and all that. I'm not sure if you've ever gone to Disc Makers, and you'll see Disc Makers has a resource guide for anybody that's looking to record and to have CDs duplicated. And they take you through the whole recording process. They take you through how to make sure that your CD is mastered. They take you through all of that. So that's another thing that you can have as well, that'll actually build your email list while you're advertising. And so now you have a list, excuse me, of individuals that you can market to and market your services to. Now, with the recording thing is, people, they're not gonna, it's not something that people just need right away. A lot of times they're trying to research because they're thinking about recording. So you want to be to the place where when they think about recording, your name comes up because they remembered having a conversation with you, or they remembered downloading a PDF that was very informational in helping them to go through the process, go through the steps and things. So you want that as well. Okay, worse than mostly word of mouth, Facebook, etc. Okay, and that's what you want, but you'll have to ramp that up. If you have Facebook advertising is real huge, so you can actually target down to find artists, even choirs and things that are in your area. They may have business pages, they may have excuse me, personal pages of artists and public figure pages. And you can search those pages even down to your zip code, even down to the zip codes of Greenville, and say, okay, I want to advertise to people in these zip codes alone. So now you have a excuse me, now you have a clear advantage over your competition, because I can tell you a lot of your competition is not going to be advertising on Facebook because they don't understand it. They don't know about it. So that's one of the things you can look at. Excuse me, this cold still kicking my butt. Woo. Excuse me. All right, Facebook ads. Do they only show to your friends, or is it more expensive? These are the sponsored posts. We are correct. Okay, so with Facebook ads, there's the boost your posts, and then there's also Facebook ads that you create in the ad system or the Power Editor. You can set them to only show to your friends and friends of friends. You can set them to only show for friends. You can set them only to show for friends of friends, but you can also show according to your targeting. So remember what I talked about, the ICP, understanding those different interests of the individuals that you have. You can actually use that to your advantage. That's where you would actually place that information in, the demographics, their interests, so what they like, what schools they've gone to, depending on what you're marketing. So that yes, they don't only just go to your friends. Now the boosted posts, you can set it to only go to your friends or friends of your friends, and you can also set it for targeting. as well. So you have some people that are components for boosting posts. You have others that say never boost posts. But what happens is they don't understand the power of it. For instance, matter of fact, I'll go here and show you. I'm going to go to Facebook now, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about for a post that I matter of fact, Facebook just sent me a text message and said your ads cost per result is 28% lower for people ages 35 to 44 compared to other age groups. Now, see, that's powerful information for me, right? Because I can take that information and say, okay, it's costing me less to advertise to the age group of 35 to 44. So if I know that, then I can shut off everything else because it's 28% lower. So I want to put more money into that particular age group and advertising that to that age group. All right, let's see here. All right, we're gonna go to my all right, let's see. Let me share my screen. All right, can everybody see my screen? Let me know if you can see the screen. All right, so on this, I just did a quick. Yes, Darlene, I will have a replay for this. Yep, so I'll send you that so you all can look at it over and over again and grab that information as well. Okay, so you see my screen here. So this is actually a post that I put on my personal page. And this is a boosted post that I did. And you see this, just all I did was, it was just a $10, $10 ad spend. And here all I did was just boosted this post. You see, I still got $1.86 left, even though I forgot to set the time to cut off like at 9 this morning. But it's still giving me results. You see how many clicks? I've already got 4 shares. I've got 20, 21, 22, 23, about 23 likes on this particular post. But let me show you something here. This is what's interesting. Look at this. They say organic reach was only 66 people. But once I paid, look how many people were able to see this post. 1,648 were able to see this post after I boosted the post. And I actually used demographics to boost it with as well. I go over all of this in my Facebook training. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of Facebook training in my Wild Boot Camp that I was telling you all about. So you want to take advantage of that. I'm going to be sending that email out today for the Wild Boot Camp. And you want to take advantage of being in that boot camp. It's going to change your life. Trust me. It's going to change your life. But you can see how a boosted post expands your reach. And obviously people are responding and engaging into it. And so what happens is you see even Kimberly Tetterton, tagged other people in it. So I already know I'm going to have to do a encore Q&A, or I probably may just do my full Wild Brand webinar because I already know additional people are going to sign up and they're going to come and I'm getting emails and message. You see, I'm already getting messages and things as well. So that's just one way that you can use your boosted post or what have you. All right. Yeah, that's what I said. Wow. That's very huge, So it's like, boosted posts are great for quick promotionals and all that. But the ad system is where the power comes in. I mean, Darlene can tell you, she's in our case study. The ad system is like where the power comes in at and stuff. And I'm doing the case study because I'm creating a digital product that I'm going to be doing a launch for. So I needed more social proof. So what better way than to offer people, to handle their ads and stuff for free and really get them some results or what have you as well. All right. JC said, part of the problem is I don't have quality vocalists in my current portfolio to actually show quality of work. Currently starting to network with some that will allow me to record them. Yeah, Jason. I mean, that's one of the main things you can do, man. I would seek out the top singers in your area, top singers in Greenville. I would seek them out and say, listen, I've got a recording studio. I know I offer quality work. I would like to offer you, some time. Let's do a single. Let's do a single. Let's do an EP on you. And they don't have to necessarily be someone that wants to be a recording artist. They could just be great singers and say, listen, I just need your time. And in return for your time, I can offer you this, because a lot of times you're gonna have to spend money to make money. You just have to, period. I mean, nobody's ever made money from no money. You have to spend money to make money. So I would definitely do that. That's one thing I would look at doing is, offering that to them. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna definitely do another webinar, and find out, what's some of the best times for everybody. So most people can be on. Usually Saturday mornings, Saturday evenings is pretty good for folks. But I normally do the webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Is when I normally do them. Tuesday and Thursdays nights, like at 8 o'clock, or I'll do it one during the day at 2, then another one at 8 at night. So I'm definitely going to do that. So any other questions? Anything else I can help you all with? Again, like I said, there will be a replay of this that I'll send out today, so you all can take a look at it again, gain the information. Absolutely, Jason. I mean, we can make that happen, man. I'll send you the links to my schedule, and we definitely can make that happen. Because I know I can help you transform your business and get clients and referrals and things, and get you a strategy together to really move your business forward. And that's with anybody. If anybody wants to take things further, feel free to reach out to me, for a consultation. Consultations are they're not free, but the information that you get is going to be so valuable. You're going to walk away from the table like, wow, because it's going to be things that you probably haven't even thought about as it relates to your business. I have one individual now in the case study, and the information I was sharing with her, she was like, I never would have thought of this, ways to bridge people from Facebook to getting them on your email list, and no matter what business you're in. No, he said he gonna need we'll see what we can work out, Jason. We'll see what we can work out. We'll see what we work out, because one thing about me is too, I like to provide value. I just believe in building people and helping people any way I can or what have you. So even if it's you treating me to lunch, we can make it happen. But I really want to offer value, and because I understand where people are. I know where I was when I first started in business, and needed a mentor, needed a coach. I didn't have it, so I made a lot of mistakes, and being transparent, honestly, the last 2, maybe 3 years is really where I've gotten to the point where I wanted to be, where I really studying and saying, okay, you know what, this, there has to be a different level. And a lot of that happened when I found a coach. A lot of that happened when I found a coach. I studied and studied and studied on my own, reading books. I've always been a book junkie. And so I studied reading books and things, and I realized that, okay, this is it was like I had all the information, but being able to apply it, in other areas, I said, okay, well, I need to learn how this automation game is. I need to learn how these individuals, how online marketers think, how they, and a lot of that you can't get through a book. You have to get that through understanding through them, just with anything. So I definitely, I definitely want to be of service to you all. Matter of fact, one of the books I was talking about, I don't know if y'all can see that. Take a screenshot if you can. Matter of fact, his foreword is by Dan Kennedy. This is Russell Brunson. This is the guy that's been mentoring me. I've learned so much from him about online marketing and marketing secrets and things. And he goes in depth even about strategies for entrepreneurs. He goes into email marketing. The reason I stress having a list, for instance, because you are on you're on Facebook, right? So because you're on Facebook, you build an audience. You build a huge audience. Prime example is I told you about the Miami Heat. I'm a huge Miami Heat fan. I'm a true fan. I was a fan before LeBron. I'll be a fan. I'm a fan after LeBron. Okay, and so because of that, I said, well, you know what? Let me build a fan page. That's a niche that I want to do. It's one of the niche markets I want to do. So I said, let me build a fan page, and so I built this Miami Heat fan page. I ran a couple of ads to start getting likes and stuff to the page, and you would not believe that page is at 12,000 people now. 12,000 people, and I think what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to wind up flipping it and actually selling the page, because they have brokers out there that they go to social media and find engaging pages because they know that they can make money off the pages. So they'll pay you $5, $10, $15, $20,000 for a Facebook page or for your Instagram account or for your Twitter account. A lot of people don't know that, but there's brokers out here that do that, and it's legal and all that. So you just give them the rights to the page, and then they begin to work the page from there. But that page is a huge asset to me because I'm able to see all those individuals on Facebook. But what if Facebook closes down tomorrow? That's 12,000 people that I no longer have access to, right? So the key to keeping them is building an email list and nurturing them or bridging them from Facebook to your personal page, to your personal brand, to your personal email list. For everybody that's on your email list, they should be worth $1 every single month. They should be worth $1 to you. Now we're talking economics of marketing now, okay? So for everybody that's on your email list, the people in the industry, the experts in the industry said they should be worth $1 to you. So if you have 10,000 people on your email list, that should be $1 per person that you can bring in. Now that's just on the low end. Now think about it. If you have a $50 product that you're selling and you're emailing your list about that $50 product, if you get just 2% of them on a $10,000 email list purchasing that $50 product, you've made great money every month. So, but the key to it is, first you got to be genuine. People got to love your personality, and you have to build that nurturing process. And I teach you how to do that through email marketing. That's what this guy, Russell Brunson, does. He teaches how to do that through email marketing. Dan Kennedy, some of the greats. That's how some of these guys like Les Brown and Zig Ziglar and some of these others, that's how they've gotten to this place. That's how they've gotten to the point of what they're doing. It's because of their email list. They've built a following and they engage with their following. You can't have people join your list and then you only send them one email a month. No. If you are an artist, say for instance, you're a recording artist, you have to make sure that you engage with your audience on a weekly basis. It doesn't have to necessarily be 3 or 4 times a week. It can be just once a week. You send them valuable information, valuable content. You're sending them, footage of a concert. You're sending them a discount code to buy one of your t-shirts in your online store. Just things of that nature. And we go through all of that in a lot of the training. I'm going to be covering some of that in the Wild Brand Bootcamp as well. But we deal with all that because you have to understand how to nurture your email list, how to nurture your client list, and how to have them, be on your side. I mean, when you can win them, they'll be your voice. So when you release a product, they're going to be the ones pushing it. Like, yes, this guy, this woman, she knows what she's talking about. Yes, they know what they're talking about, so that's how you want to have it. Anybody else have any other questions or what have you? Any other questions? If not, I'm going to call it a day. And listen, I want you all to connect with me. I'm on Periscope. I'm at Periscope and Twitter. I'm at Jamain Freeman. That's Jamain Freeman. I'm going to post it in the group as well. And you guys let me know what your handles and stuff are. And I will make sure that I actually definitely follow you all as well. Periscope and Twitter. But any other questions? Anybody have any other questions? And my Facebook, I got several. Most of you all probably know me on Facebook anywhere. Yeah, Periscope is huge, Jason. I'm telling you, Periscope has really changed the game. They've really changed the game because people love interaction. The reason that Facebook is so popular, and when I was talking about that email list or getting those individuals to join your email list, and so you can get them off of Facebook or off of the different social networks and continue the conversation, is because perfect example of what could happen is MySpace. MySpace was huge. Everybody loved MySpace. Everybody was on. I met so many people on MySpace. It was countless. People built platforms on MySpace. And then what happened? Facebook opens up, Facebook launches, and boom, MySpace is gone. I mean, within a year's time, MySpace was no longer. So just imagine if you had built up a following of 100,000, 200, 300,000 people on MySpace, and now all of a sudden you don't have any access to those individuals. So now you have to go to another social network, hope that those individuals are on that network and follow up and really build from scratch again. So that's why it's so important to continue that conversation off of social media, really, so you can have that email list and make sure that you still are nurturing that relationship with them. But yeah, Periscope is huge. Remember I tell you success leaves clues? Has anybody noticed that Facebook now has what they call Facebook Live, where you can do live streaming? Trust me, that wasn't in their plans. I guarantee you, Facebook didn't have any plans to do live streaming. What happened was Periscope happened. Last February, I think it was last February or March, when Periscope launched, they literally in a month's time, or was it 2 months' time, they had 1 million subscribers. I mean, that's crazy to me. Where it took Facebook, it took some of these other platforms 2 years to get 1 million. They had like 1 million subscribers within 2 months. That's crazy. I mean, that's unbelievable to me. But it shows you the popularity of people want to see inside of your life. They want to see you live streaming. They want to see people doing their lifestyles. It's great. I love it. I'm a people person. So I'm very outgoing and engaging. So I love to interact with people. So to see that and, to learn people's personalities and to see them, tripping out at the house or to having fun or, sharing education across the network, Periscope has leveled the playing field where you had to spend tons of amounts of money to market yourself on a national and an international level to become a huge superstar or icon in your particular industry. Now you don't have to. You can literally use social media and become a phenom overnight, pretty much, quote unquote, I know they abuse that term, but I mean, you can become an overnight sensation. I mean, you look at YouTube. YouTube has made so many people famous, but Periscope has given so many people a platform. People I've never known, I've never heard about. People in the UK that's got a following of 14,000 people on Periscope, 40,000 people on Periscope. I'm like, who are these people? But when you connect with them, you're like, wow, they have great information, great knowledge that, that I can glean from, that I can learn from, and that's what it's all about, is really connecting with, with the audience. All right, when do you anticipate the next webinar? I'm probably going to do one on Tuesday. I'm probably going to do one on Tuesday, and that's going to be the introductory webinar to the and I'll make I'm very transparent, so there will be a pitch at the end of that webinar, and that'll be for the Wild Brand Bootcamp. That'll be for the Wild Brand Bootcamp. But I'll definitely let you all know. You all will receive an email about that as well, and we're gonna have fun. One thing about me is I believe in offering value and believe in sharing content. Now I'm not gonna share everything, like my girl says, I'm gonna give y'all a lot for the free 99, but make no mistake about it, some of the stuff got to be paid for, so when we get in-depth stuff, but the stuff my goal and objective is always to, whenever I do a webinar, is always to share information that people can implement right away. If you do that, no matter what you're doing, if you share with people valuable content and information they can implement right away, you'll never have a problem. You'll never have a problem selling your product, your business, your service. You'll never have a problem if you're doing webinars. I would suggest you start doing webinars, because webinars are the #1 way, one, to grow your audience fast, and then two, to grow your income fast as well. So the webinar platform, I have that content on lock too, as far as showing people how to do webinars and how to make money, monetize their webinars, and things of that nature as well. Natalie Grant just did her concert live on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Facebook, they're not dumb. I mean, they didn't build this juggernaut, by being retarded and stupid. They just didn't do it. They are smart people. They are very, 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 very smart. Should I have a ministry page and a business page on Facebook? Your ministry page can be your business page. It just depends on how you have things set up. For instance, if you have a business that, and I guess I should ask you, Bridget, how do you have things set up? When you say ministry page and your business page, is your business your ministry? That's what I should ask. Is your business your ministry? And let me know that, then I can answer that a little bit better. Is your business your ministry? In other words, do you operate in your ministry full time? And that's your business, that's your income, that's how you make money, that's how you provide for you and your family? If so, I would say they can be combined. You said sort of. Okay. Well, I would say they can be combined. If you have, and because there's several people that do that. When you look at like Dr. Tracy Lynn, when you look at even like Susie Owens, when you look at who else comes to mind? Nicole Roberts, Zenobia Andrews. All of these are women that are in business. All of these are women that are in business, but yet they are Christians. They're what I call the Christianpreneur. So they're Christian entrepreneurs. They talk business. They take speaking engagements, but they don't hide their Christianity. That they're Christians, and that's what one of their speaking points is: how to be Christians in the marketplace, that type of thing. Carla Cannon, she's another one that does the same thing. So you can have that business page. Now, I would say your ministry and your business page should definitely be separate from your personal page. Okay, there's things I will post on my personal page that I won't post on my business pages, or even my coaching and business strategy page, because it's a different audience. So I'll post a lot of the the funnies and things on my personal page, but I won't post that on my business page because it's a different, like I said, it's a different market that I'm reaching. Now I do have some funny things that I post on my business page, but usually they'll be generic in nature. They won't be posts from friends and things of that nature that I post, on that particular page, what have you. So I would definitely look at, excuse me, possibly doing both, um, doing both a personal page and your business page, and make sure that they're split, that they're separated, and do that. And I wish, God, I wish that we could actually do that Facebook would have a feature where you could convert your personal page to a business page or public speaker page, because my engagement on my personal page is out the roof, out the roof, and I just haven't been able to get that type of engagement yet with some of my other pages. But my personal page is just off. I mean, the engagement, I can post a picture of me and my family, and it'll get 300 likes. It's just like mind-boggling. Where if I did the same on another page, then it may not do the same. But that also plays into knowing what your target market likes. What kind of images do they like? Like for instance, women, they prefer to they love images of cats and dogs or what have you. Fur animals, that type thing. Babies that'll cuddle up and having fun. They like that type of imagery. Where guys like more masculine type stuff. So it's things of that nature. Well, Jason, I heard that, but I had a couple of clients that had hit 5,000 fans, because you're only allowed to have 5,000 friends on your personal page, but they weren't able to convert theirs. So now I know on your business page, I think I can't remember which one it is. I know one of them is convertible, but my understanding is the other is not. But I'll check that. I'm gonna double check that because they may have changed. They may have lifted it. So if they did, that'll be great. Because I think I'm at 4,000, close to 5,000 fans now. It was getting there. So I would love to convert that page. That would be huge. And I'm not sure if I would. I mean, if I converted, I would probably have to. Oh yeah, yeah. If you're doing business, right? Yeah. Now, if you're doing business, they'll make it into a fan page, right? Because Facebook, for them, it's no longer about social. It's about making money, and that's all they care about. That's all they care about is they want you to spend your dollars with them. So trust me, if you're on your personal page and you're advertising a lot, for your business page, I'm telling you, it's one thing to share. It's one thing to share from your business page. That's another reason or advantage of sharing your promotions from your business page. But if you're natively putting them on your actual personal page, yeah, they'll send you a message and say, we see that you're advertising a lot of products on your personal page. We consider that to be a business page. We need to convert you over, or you need to start a page, or they'll shut your personal page down. They're not playing. They want the dollar bill. That's why they're so huge on the Facebook advertising, and why they want you to make money, because they know if you make money with their advertising, the more money you're going to spend with them. Cool. So any other questions? Bridget, I hope that helped you out. Okay. Hey, that's another guy. That's another guy to go to follow as well. John Loomer. I follow him as well. He's a great, great guy. And he's a Facebook ads expert as well. But he's good people. I follow him as well. Okay, yeah. So yeah, if you're selling on, I'm looking at the article now. So if you're selling on there, they're gonna make sure that you convert over, because it's all about money for them. Excuse me. All right, any other questions? Any other questions? I know we've been going for about an hour and a half, 2 hours now. So I want to kind of go ahead and wrap up. I don't want to keep you all day. Then I have some work to do. Let me see. Is that Bridget New? That is Bridget New. Bridget, I got. I think you're gonna love this website. Yeah, I think you're gonna love this website. So I got that coming your way. I had to make some adjustments on one of the servers. So that's why you haven't heard from me on that. But I got your website coming. I think you're gonna be very, very excited about it. Cool. Absolutely, Darlene. Absolutely. And I'm going to be recording another case study. We're going to do 2 more sessions for the case study. And I'm going to be recording. I may do one of them pre-recorded. The other one will be live. And then we'll do a live Q&A with you all. If you have any other questions about the Facebook ad system or what have you, we'll make sure that happens as well. But you have a great day. What audiences do you target in regards to marketing strategies? Johnetta, it depends. It all goes back to your target market. So when you're talking about your targeted market, that's what audiences is going to dictate the marketing strategies. That's really what audience. When you find that ICP, your ideal customer profile, now you're able to really realize or really put in plan format and then execute your marketing strategy. So your marketing strategy is merely the plan. That's really the plan, and the plan is based around who you're trying to reach. So the audiences is not designed. You don't target the audiences based around the or you don't target the marketing strategy based around the audiences. You target the audiences. I said that backwards. So you target your audiences based on your ICP, your ideal customer profile, not your strategies. The strategies are based on that ICP. And when you get that information, now you're able to say, okay, because what happens is, say for instance, you in the church market, right? Your graphic design is really geared towards church market, but yet you are advertising to nonprofit organizations. Well, that's a different audience. That's not the audience that you're really targeted to advertise to. The advertisement is 2 different things. It's going to be 2 different things. So the way that I advertise to a church is not going to be the way that I advertise to a nonprofit, or the way that I advertise to a church is not going to be the way I advertise to to beauty salons, that type thing. I mean specifically. Okay, maybe I'm not understanding totally your question. So you mean specifically as it relates to what target? Kind of rephrase your question so I can really understand. Bridget, the one-on-one consultation, it depends. I do a 15-minute free strategy session or consultation to find out where you're at, what we can help you with. If you want the in-depth strategy session, it's $197 for the strategy session, and the brand review is actually $297. Those are the introductory prices that I'm doing this year, and that's actually going to go up. The laser session, which is like the brand session, is going to actually be going up to like $497. But I'm going to keep it there for introductory prices. You're a client of mine already, so I'll probably give you a discounted price. So your consultation will probably only be like $100 or what have you. As well. That's normally something I do for current clients. If they want a brand assessment or a brand evaluation and all of that, then I will, I'll give it to them like half price or what have you. Okay, Janetta, that sounds great. Yes, definitely connect me with them. They can get that $497 session, and we can make it happen. Like I said, that's the 2-hour session where we do the 45-minute assessment, and then we do a whole hour of strategy. So we either do it on the same day, or normally I like to get the assessment, then I can go back, create a plan, a strategy, and then we'll do an hour call where we discuss the strategy. We can do a Skype. I can show you how to implement certain things like automation, all that type thing. But then I also do ongoing coaching. my ongoing coaching program is going to be going on. I'm going to be launching that. I was going to supposed to launch it this week. Like I said, I've been sick this entire week with this cold that I've been trying to get over. I lost my voice for 2 days, which has never happened to me. But I lost my voice, so I couldn't do a lot of the stuff. I didn't work. I didn't get back into the office to work until Friday, or what have you. So I was kind of behind on some work, or what have you. So so I'm going to be launching a coaching program next week, which is an ongoing coaching program that we'll be doing. So that's going to be, if you want ongoing coaching and mentoring with your brand strategy, business in general, how to automate your processes, putting automation into place. We'll have several programs that we'll do. It'll be an introductory program where we do, like laser sessions, but then there will be an in-depth program, which is like the top tier program where I handle everything for you. So I handle, putting your brand together. I handle putting your automation in place. I handle your social media strategy. We do the whole kit and caboodle. So that's a new service that I'm offering this year, new program, coaching program that we're offering this year that is going to benefit businesses beyond measure. It's going to be awesome because a lot of times you can really automate so many of these processes, and you won't believe. Yeah, so if you want to get in contact with me, Janetta, I'm not sure if you have my email address, but that's Jermaine at freemanmultimedia.com. That's my email address. Also Jay at JermaineFreeman.com. But if you hit me at Jermaine at freemanmultimedia.com, I can definitely get everything scheduled. We could talk about it. You can also give me a call, and we can make it happen. Bridget, you can go here, as a matter of fact, and look at what I have available, and go ahead and schedule that with me. And I'll go ahead and send over invoice and all that, so we can you can make payment and we can get it done. Oh yeah, absolutely. I can do Skype. I have a Skype. The service for the monthly, I call it a DIY. Well, not the DIY, DFY. I'm sorry, done for you service. That's gonna range. It depends on because I have like 2 plateaus, so it's going to range from anywhere from 500 a month to 1,000 a month. Just depends on which one you choose. And the 1,000 plan will have everything. So we'll do Facebook ads, the whole nine. And the only thing you'll be responsible for, of course, is like the cost of the actual services. So like if we sign you up with Aweber or ConvertKit, which is a mailing list software provider, stuff like that, or the Facebook ads, you'll be responsible for paying the actual budget of that. But for implementation, even creating your branding for certain campaigns and all of that, and I think I'm going to include branding. In other words, we design graphics and stuff for you for different campaigns. I'm not sure how much I'm going to cap that to, but I think it's a program that you definitely want to be a part of, and it's a program that's designed to get a return on your investment. Now, the thing about me is, and Darlene, and I think Darlene is gone already, but some of the others can tell you, I'm the type person that I educate. I educate while I'm doing your services. In other words, I believe in showing you the theory behind what I'm doing and teaching you the theory behind what I'm doing. So that way, eventually, you win yourself. I know, people say, well, you want people to stay with you and get as much you get as much money as you can from them being with you on a consistent basis. That's true, but I also believe in teaching people so they can do it themselves. They don't have to necessarily always be quote unquote on the on the bottle. They can wean themselves from being on the bottle and milk to eating real food, eating table food or what have you. So that's how even my education process is with those different services. So the laser sessions that monthly will definitely be designed towards that. I mean, it's definitely designed towards education, strategy on a consistent basis. The one thing about strategy is it's forever changing. So you test, you optimize, and then you implement it, to make sure that it's effective and that you can scale it up or what have you. And Janetta, yes, I do Skype. And so email me and let's go ahead and set that up. Let's go ahead and set that meeting up. Matter of fact, you can go to that schedule link as well. And then we can actually go ahead and set up the actual Skype session or what have you. We can actually do that as well. All right, guys. Well, there's no other questions for anybody in the room. I appreciate you all attending today. And I hope that you got a lot of information out of it. Again, you all are on the actual notification list. So when I do another webinar, the next webinar, you definitely gonna get a notification. And I implore you, today I'm gonna be sending out an email for the Wild Brand Bootcamp. You want to be a part of the Wild Brand Bootcamp. It's gonna be a 2 to 3 hour bootcamp, and we're gonna go from, what is a brand, how to establish your brand. We're gonna do brand reviews. I'm gonna take some individuals that are in the class, and we're going to do an actual case study from them, do a brand review live and in person, and I'm going to show you what other brands are doing. I'm going to show you like what McDonald's is doing, what Starbucks is doing, what some of these other brands like Apple are doing, and what they're doing effectively, that's allowing their brands to be known worldwide. People know their brand just by even just the icon, just by seeing certain things. They know what that brand is. They know what that brand represents. Okay, so we're going to deal with all that. Again, reach out to me on Facebook. If you know somebody that that may be interested in this, you can actually share this broadcast on the bottom. They have Facebook and Twitter shares, and also in the replay. When you get the replay, feel free to share it with everybody that may be interested. You can send them that link as well. All right. I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, work on purpose, love on purpose, but above all, live on purpose. Love you all. You have a great day.